And once again, it is on. It's BONZ, the Smack God, joined as usual by my main man, the marvelous one. What's cracking with you, man?
What's up, man? How you doing? How you living?
Man, I'm living fantastic. I'm living great. I'm feeling great. How about you, bro?
Man, I got my libations here, ready to get into it. Start talking about what's going on this week.
Cheers, 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 man. I've got some libations myself. Got a little bit of this proper 12 whiskey. Not a sponsor. Will be at some point in time. Um, so getting right into it. The elephant in the room is it ain't shit going on in the sports world. Not a lot going on. It's just sports week.
Yeah, it has been. No new scandals, no new juicy news, no breaking news, no Woj bombs or Schefter bombs. I don't know if they call it Schefter bombs, but nothing really happening. NBA playoffs is starting to take form, but that's about it.
Right around the corner, right?
Yeah.
So as we get into it, I guess we'll start there. I think this is a good place to start. As we talk about the NBA, I'm kind of curious to know, what's your take on the upcoming postseason for the NBA? What's interesting you most as we kind of look at the upcoming postseason here?
What's interesting to me, first of all, I think it's pretty much a conclusion that in the East, if Brooklyn Nets are healthy, they're going to make the finals. That's just a three-headed monster that cannot be stopped. When they're on all three of them, I don't know if you can stop that. So that might be a little anticlimactic, although I think the Eastern playoffs are going to be pretty exciting. But I think, all in all said, Brooklyn should make the finals. What's interesting to me is what's going on in the West, because, the Lakers, they've been flirting with disaster the last couple of games. AD's hurt. LeBron's supposed to be coming back soon. So they've dropped, pretty much. It looks like they're going to be in the play-in game against maybe the Warriors. So that's going to be interesting.
That's a high probability. High probability.
So this is what I struggle with. Lakers are going to be in the bottom half of the bracket, but when healthy, they could still end up at least in the conference finals. My question is, if they don't win the West, who does? Everyone else is flawed.
Very, very.
Yeah. Very. So you got Utah at top. Utah has been playing well. They're deadly three-point shooting team, but they don't have that guy. Donovan Mitchell hasn't turned into that guy yet, and he's been hurt the last couple of weeks.
Not a dude. I stand by my take. Not a dude.
Phoenix, too young, too inexperienced. Their playoff experience basically boils down to Chris Paul and Jay Crowder. That's about it. Clippers haven't put together. Denver, no Jamal Murray. Luka and the Mavs, too young. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, let me repeat my semi-hot to now what I think has to be a lukewarm take. And I think that the East 1 through 4, 1 through 5, potentially 1 through 6 is stronger than the West. If the 1 seed in the West currently is the Utah Jazz sitting at 50-20, and the 1 seed in the East is the Philadelphia 76ers, then I'm going to say 76ers. If the 2 seed in the West is the Phoenix Suns and the 2 seed in the East is the aforementioned Brooklyn Nets, give me the Brooklyn Nets all goddamn day.
Yeah.
3, you got the Clippers. 3, you got the Milwaukee Bucks. That's a bit of a push. Slight advantage Clippers. 4, Denver. And 4, I think you got
clearly. 4, you got to take Denver. I think you got to take Denver because they're
you know what I mean? I've been 5 Miami and 5 versus Dallas. Give Miami. Jimmy Buckets was in the finals last year. So in 6, the Knicks, these aren't your daddy's Knicks. You know what I mean? These Knicks are here to play, and they're a good matchup for the 6 seed Portland Trailblazers. So when I'm looking at this, the East is actually pretty intriguing to me for the first time in a long time.
I think the East playoffs are going to be more exciting. I think there's going to be more heavyweight matchups in the East as opposed to the West.
They've got to me, they have the more exciting younger players in the East.
Okay, I can see that. Were you thinking like Trae Young?
Trae Young, Ben Simmons is still really young for as much.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Julius Randle is not that old. I mean, he's bounced around a little bit, but he's not old.
Yeah. You got the Greek freak Giannis, you know what I mean? You already said Trae Young. There's just a lot of young talent, the better, younger talent, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can see that.
Now looking at the West is intriguing because, like you said, the Lakers walked up to danger and destruction and said, "Hey, girl, you know I always liked you. You looking kind of fine, flirting,
Yeah,
flirting with disaster." And they're going to be matched up with the Golden State Warriors, it looks like, potentially, in that play-in game. And if I'm the Lakers, I don't want that smoke right there.
No, but if they go against the Warriors and happen to lose that game, then they still have another shot playing against the winner of the 9-10 game.
Yeah.
So if I'm Utah sitting at the top, I'm rooting for the Lakers to win that game because you don't want to see Lakers first round.
This is true.
Yeah, so that's what makes it all intriguing because, if the Lakers are healthy, and we're going to assume that's going to be it, although Anthony Davis might sprain a fingernail and be out a couple weeks. Yeah. So we're going to assume they're going to be healthy, and all the top seeds, barring maybe the Clippers, well, they're not going to get to 6. So, Utah, Phoenix, they're probably rooting for the Lakers to avoid, being whatever opposite bracket they are.
Yeah, that's the interesting. And here's the thing: if the Lakers are the 8 seed, I mean, they don't have to really worry about where they're seated. Let's be real. If they're the 8 seed, they play the Jazz. They're not afraid of the Jazz. And the good thing for them in that matchup is they would then kind of assume the 1 seed's playoff bracket.
True.
You know what I mean? So it almost be like a cheat code to get back into the 1 seed. If you follow my twisted logic there. Warriors are really intriguing because Steph Curry is playing some of the best basketball we've ever seen a human being play.
Yeah.
I don't know that we've ever seen this level. I mean, this is Michael Jordan level basketball.
Yeah, and they just, came off a back-to-back where I would have been happy with a split. They came off a back-to-back against Utah and Phoenix, 2 top seeds, and won both those games.
Exactly.
And to be honest, Steph didn't play all that great in both those. He didn't shoot as well as he has been. And the other members of the team stepped up. So this is a different Warriors team than the one that was getting blown out by 30, 40 points to the top seeds earlier in the year.
That's what makes it really exciting. This Warriors team is so exciting because there's definitely a rub that we're seeing on some of these other guys, right?
Yeah.
And it's taking some time. It wasn't quick. But it's like, okay, we have buy-in. We've got a great coaching staff. We've got a great organization. Mm-hmm. They've been picking these pieces, and it's the Klay Thompson thing is kind of like a dark cloud over the entire season, over organization.
Yeah.
But to their credit, they didn't pack it in. They're going ham.
No, they are. And they've been running with the 8-man rotation for 2-3 weeks now, ever since Wiseman went out. So, I mean, for quite a while, they've been running an 8-man rotation, and it's worked. So, yeah, Lakers don't want that smoke. I mean, they don't want that.
I don't think they do. And then look at Wiggins. I mean, Wiggins scored 38 the other night.
Yeah.
If we could get that guy going, and if that guy gets going, then this is a completely different looking team. And like we said, first round matchup. The interesting thing is this: the Lakers and the Warriors are going to be 7 and 8 seeds if things play out the way I think they will, having very winnable matchups in round 1 of this playoff here. Very winnable matchups. Just saying, it's going to be a fun playoffs. It's going to be a really fun playoffs. and I'm looking forward to that. Ultimately, coming out of the West, I don't know who comes out of the West. I don't know. Lakers, for all the shit I'm talking, Lakers or Clippers, right?
Korkmaz is back in action, sat out the last couple of games. Nice move by Furkan Korkmaz. He had missed 4 games with a sprained right ankle. And Miami continues the onslaught. Tyler Hero coming off a big game the other night. That's his first bucket. And a foul is called on Haslam.
Now Haslam's having words with Dwight Howard. I'm loving this right now. Oh, here we go.
Haslam pointing the finger, may have made contact.
Season.
Korkmaz is back in action, sat out the last couple of games. Nice move.
Thanks to your perseverance, you made a way. Wells Fargo is proud to be by your side as you keep your business going. To help businesses like Eddie's, we're donating roughly $420 million in grants through our Open for Business Fund.
Me and Rainey was sitting watching this basketball game, and we saw the gayest shit ever being done by.
Thank you, Heather. They're 14-6 without him. They've done very well without him. Meanwhile, when I was talking to him, Doc Rivers felt that Josh Smith dribbled it once and then dribbled a second.
Jeff, I can see this on you.
Right on the floor, did a good job of hitting big shots. And then on the other end, we got some stops. Our D was good tonight.
Before the game, Ken Bazemore told me it's too far into the season to allow 2 losses back to back. If you agree with that, how important is that win?
Oh, it's very important, but it starts with the D. So we got to make sure we keep playing defense.
Thank you, Dwight. A lot of Bays games.
How healthy are you? You look really good.
Are you back? Okay. All right, hold on. I have queuing up some great stuff here. I'm gonna make some goddamn content, okay? I'll make some content. All right, so we were talking about the Warriors, and we were talking about who's coming out of the West, right?
Right.
All right. And I guess let me write down this punch in. I should have wrote down the punch out. But all right. Are you into stock investing at all?
Nah, I haven't been into that.
Okay. Let's go, punch in at what time is it in the stream? It is 18:20. So I'm gonna go 18:35. Yeah, so as I was saying, we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but the Gumbies are back. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, as I was just saying that the West is wild as shit. It's the wild, wild West. Shout out to Kumo D. I don't know exactly who's coming out of the West. I wouldn't be surprised to see any of 5 teams make it. I mean, the one team, I'd be surprised if the 1 seed makes it all the way to the end. The Jazz, that's the
Yeah.
funny thing. It's the team I don't expect to get it all. I mean, I don't think that no matter who the Jazz gets in the 8th seed, if it's the Warriors or if it's the Lakers, I don't think they win that matchup.
I think the Jazz remind me of the Atlanta Hawks a few years back. Remember the Atlanta Hawks? I think it might have been 14-15 Atlanta Hawks. I'm not quite sure. Al Horford, Kyle Korver, Jeff Teague, those boys that won 60 games.
Yeah.
Great regular season team, but once they got to the playoffs, they didn't have what you call that dude.
Yeah, man.
And they ran into, I think, LeBron's Cavs and pretty much couldn't do anything against them.
Yeah.
And that's who this Jazz team reminds me of. So again, I'm like you. I'd be surprised if they were the number 1 seed. If they were the ones that actually made it out of the West.
Yeah. But outside of them, you got the Lakers. The Nuggets have been there for a while. The Clippers, they've got a shot, a legitimate shot. The Warriors would be a long shot. But there's just a number of teams that could come out of the West. And I think the Nets are coming out of the East. So it's like, who's going to match up with the Nets?
Yeah, I think the Nets are coming out of the East, although I think they'll have some really good series with the teams that are playing they could potentially play against. Philly is no joke. Yeah. Milwaukee is still there. They look stronger than they did last year because they added Drew Holiday. Those two teams, I think, will match up better to Brooklyn than any other team, any team that's coming out of the West. Sorry. Any team coming out of the West is not going to match up to Brooklyn at full power.
No. So there has been something happened today. And I don't know if you heard about it, but Udonis Haslem and Dwight Howard had a little dust up.
Oh no, I didn't hear about this.
I'm trying to decide on. Okay, let's just get into it. We'll just roll tape and kind of see
Korkmaz is back in action. Sat out the last couple of games.
See that aggressive toss down Dwight did?
Yeah, I got you.
Throws him to the
He had
ground.
missed 4 games with a sprained right ankle.
Udonis is looking to get his get back right there. Didn't get an opportunity.
Yeah, I saw that he came in a little full speed there.
Coming off of a big game the other night. That's his first bucket.
There we go.
And a foul is called on Haslem.
Now
Haslem's having words with Dwight Howard. I'm loving this right now.
Pointing the finger, may have made contact. He talked about his
Correct me if I'm wrong. This is the first game Udonis Haslem has played all year.
Is it? See, I wasn't sure about that. It looks like it was the first time he's played basketball all year.
Yeah, because Udonis Haslem, I mean, every year I'm surprised that he's still on the team, in the league. He's been in the league since, Alonzo Mourning was playing for the Heat. It's been that long.
He's got hair like Grady from Sanford and Son. Look at this shit. Look at the spatterings of gray. Look at that. He didn't comb his hair today. He didn't bother.
Oh man, they did tell him he was going to play because obviously he has his uniform on. I don't think he bothers most of the days.
Hey, I'm gonna say this, man. He's a brave guy for getting into it with Dwight Howard. And not only because Dwight Howard has big broad shoulders, big 7-foot dude, but I don't know if you're very familiar with the kind of stuff Dwight Howard gets down with. But here's a little reminder for some of you guys out there who may not actually know or remember how spicy Dwight Howard actually gets. This roll tape. I'm making
did a good job hitting big shots. And then on the other end, we got some stops. Our D was good tonight.
Before the game, Ken Bazemore told me it's too far into the season to.
No, I don't remember this.
Back to back. If you agree with that, how important is that win?
Oh, it's very important, but it starts with the D. So we got to make sure we keep playing defense.
Okay, so all right. I should have laid out the groundwork for this, but did you catch the scandal he had where he was dating a transgender?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay. So I heard the audio tape, and either there is a guy either it was Frank Caliendo doing his best Dwight Howard impersonation of his voice, or it was him. It's his voice on the voicemail. It was him, or on the recorded phone call. But in the backdrop of that, he's got some of these moments here. So it's all about the D.
Thank you, Dwight. A lot of Bays games.
Did you see this video?
Nah.
Oh, it's Dwight Howard.
What?
Slow sports meet, guys. I don't know, but look at this. Look at this. This is a flagrant grab of a grown man's balls. The guy told him he looks good.
Let me put a shirt on. I'm not hitting on you.
17 last night in the Magic win, but one reporter seemed more interested in Superman's fashion choices than the game.
Dwight, first a comment, that's a good color on you. Second thing, and isn't that a good color? You said good color on you? Yeah, it's a good color. Ooh. How about the next thing? How about the fourth quarter? The big run that you guys made in the game.
Look at him. What's up with Dwight Howard?
Dwight Howard is this.
Oh yeah, this is crazy here. Look at this. He's all up on this dude. He's like, man, get off.
Camera shot, look at him. He doesn't want to be on the camera. Big O, he don't want to do it. Big O! Big O! Do it with a man. Do it on Instagram.
I ain't gonna do it.
He ain't gonna do it. He ain't gonna do it.
Thank you, Mike. Dwight, describe the battle.
Oh man, that's not the one. I wanted to show you. The reason I was really trying to play this video is because he stuck his finger in somebody's booty. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
Dwight Howard is nasty. Dwight Howard is nasty. Dwight Howard is absolutely nasty. He stuck his finger in somebody's booty, man, during the game, and everybody can see it. And oh man, let's see if I can get to that. If we can get to that. That's
you know, I'll just take the audio. I mean, I'll take your word for it there. I'll take your word for it. I don't need to see video of that.
I'm just saying, Udonis Haslam, are you sure you want to fight with Dwight Howard? This could, you want to wrestle with, what, he's going to wrestle you? He might pin you down. He's bigger than you. He's probably stronger than you. And once he pins you down, he may have his way with you. So, Udonis Haslam, pick your fights more wisely than this. You don't want to tussle with the what he wants to wrestle. He wants to wrestle. You're gonna invite that guy to a wrestling match?
Oh man. Oh yeah, Dwight Howard. Speaking of which, you know, as you know, kind of going off subject here, but it does involve Dwight Howard. I actually think the Lakers made a mistake by letting him walk. I think they do have Andre Drummond right now, but I think he gives them better quality depth at that position than your boy Montrezl Harrell, who's been in and out of the lineup. I think they made a mistake by letting him walk, and they definitely made a mistake by letting Rondo walk.
Yeah. As it turns out, Rondo had a lot more left in the tank.
Well, playoff Rondo. Playoff Rondo is a real thing. That's not a myth. That's a real thing. And he was their third guy in the playoffs. And they are missing that right now because they don't have that third guy.
And Rondo's kind of a weird dude. I used to coach his son actually in basketball.
Oh, really?
When he played for the Kings. He didn't make it to one game. Like, damn. You don't want to see little man hit a layup. not one game.
Rondo is he's on my top 5 of NBA heels.
He is, right?
He's up there. I've seen him, because from what I heard, he is a Connect 4 fanatic, the board game Connect 4.
Oh, really?
And there is a video circulating of him playing against a little kid during some charity thing, and the little kid beat him, and Rondo stared him down like, let's meet in the parking lot after this.
He was mad.
He was mad. So yeah, Rondo definitely NBA heel, and he probably didn't show up because he didn't want somebody like him.
I don't give a fuck if you have cancer. Don't be beating me at no Connect 4. Fucking Rondo, man. Fucking Rondo. Like I said, slow sports week. Let's move on to the next story. Ohio State is in the news. Don't know if you heard, guys out there, guys and girls.
I kind of heard this briefly. I didn't look at it. Okay, band massage. Whoa. Okay. Whoa.
Targeting a football team. So the first question that came to your mind was,
okay, are we talking about a male masseuse or a female masseuse?
Well, I had the same question, which is why I'm glad you asked that question. So I had to dig a little deeper into the article and find out that the massage therapist is a 41-year-old woman who lives roughly 2 hours north of campus and obtained her massage therapy license in 2009. So what we have is Massage Karen, right?
Yeah.
Massage Karen, she's got a fetish for some of these young football types, offers up her services, and seduces said males. So what? I got a great idea. I'm gonna start my own, like, not a reality show, but maybe a love connector, right? A love connecting type of show. I'll take deviant type people and put them together. So in one case, we've got Deshaun Watson. He's got a freaky little thing for his little massages. And then on the other hand, we've got 41-year-old Massage Karen, who's got a kink. Why not connect those two? Problem solved.
Would be. I like that point. But judging from Deshaun's history, you're going to need about 40 massage Karens. Because not only does he get frequent massages, which is expected from a football player, he gets them from multiple people. I mean, it's looking like 50, 60 people have massaged Deshaun Watson over the last couple of years, which find it a little suspect, to say the least. So Your idea is good, but you're going to need about 50 Karens to satisfy one Deshaun.
That's actually a good point. I'm looking at some of the details of this. It says they had a firm look into her, and it says the firm found that the massage therapist used two methods to attempt to initiate sexual encounters: isolating the student athletes to get them into vulnerable positions, or sending out overtly sexual messages and seeing if she could engage their interest in a sexual encounter. Well, to that, I say, duh. How hard is it to seduce a guy?
We're talking about an 18, 19-year-old guy. You probably only need one method, maybe not even a full method, like a half a method. You don't need much. My question is, with this, who's the one that ratted her out? That's my question. Who's the one that ratted her out? Because, I don't see many 18, 19-year-old guys claiming to be sexually harassed in some kind of way.
And to be clear, the report notes there were no direct evidence of force or of sex with a minor, but there was evidence of harassment.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't see myself as an 18, 19-year-old guy going and complaining and say, "Hey, something happened to me in there." That just doesn't seem. That just seems a little weird, to say the least.
Yeah. But you're right. Who told? Who was it? Who ratted her out?
I don't know.
Fields? Justin Fields? Justin Fields didn't like that treatment? Who was it?
Hey, I don't know what it was, but that just seems a little odd that someone did rat her out.
Rat her out like that. Like that's a problem. Hey, you must. Hey, 41-year-old massage Karen, stop sleeping with our football players. Stop giving them handies.
Maybe it was the fact that she was doing it on game day.
Yeah,
yeah, you can't do that on game day. The night before game day. Maybe it was the coaches that rat them out. It's like, hey, you can't be draining our players the night before game day.
Train our players. They believe in semen retention. Don't train our players before game day. Well, like, again, slow news day. Talk about Dwight Howard's freaky ass and massage Karen.
All right. You got anybody go in on this week? Like I said, it's been sort of sports week. You got anybody go in on? I'm kind of tapped on.
Well, Marvelous, well, I'm glad you asked. Speaking of the Ohio State University.
Hold on.
Herb.
All right. Now we got it.
Who was that? What was that?
That was Dave Chappelle's cameo in Nutty Professor.
Oh, yeah. That was time for Reggie to talk about Young Mama.
All right. So what you got?
I got to go in on Herb. Good old Urban Meyer.
Yeah. Okay.
Urban Meyer gets more passes than a little bit. Urban Meyer has ran a sleazy operation. We had a sleazy operation in Florida. An absolutely sleazy operation. If you go back and look at the arrest history of that football team when he was at the helm, it's nasty. Absolutely nasty, and nothing sticks to this guy because he's out there and he's putting that his Christian faith is on full display. So I think that people are afraid to call him out. But he had Aaron Hernandez over there. Aaron Hernandez was like one of his top dudes, man. Like they had a really close connection. And dude was a fucking serial killer, apparently. He wasn't
Yeah, go ahead.
I was saying he wasn't just a thug, he was an actual serial killer.
Yeah, and there were times, I mean, he had gang ties before he went to Florida.
Yeah.
Obvious gang ties. So he was a little bit of a suspect recruit.
You had to know. You had to know. Look, we went to high school together, and I'm not going to call any names, but we just kind of knew who were the guys. These guys didn't really make the team because they were too busy doing other things, but there were guys that kind of like, all right, yeah, that guy's into some shit. Outside here, even guys on there. There was a guy or two on the team. Shout out to, I'm not going to say your name, but you know. But guys, we had a couple guys on the Falcons who actually got into. You remember we went to Elk Grove and we had isolated. You know what I mean? Because a certain player had on a certain color in a certain neighborhood, right? And then we went to another tournament on a different. Anyway, there were certain guys, you know, but you knew those guys. You weren't surprised if those guys were to go to jail later on in life. You wouldn't be surprised. We know the guys. We know the guys.
Right.
We know the guys. So I'm saying he knows the guys, and he's been given passes for years. All right. Years. Right now, he's got a job in the league. And what does he do? When we talk about nepotism, Tim Tebow is back in the league. We're going to give Tim Tebow a job in the National Football League. Colin Kaepernick doesn't get to go back in the league because he dared to speak up against racial injustice. And I'm not trying to say that I'm a Colin Kaepernick fan or that I even agree with half of the shit that comes out of his mouth. But we're going to give Tim Tebow a job?
At a position he never played.
Never.
At a position he never played in high school, college, or the pros. So you're telling me he's going to possibly take a job from some young kid from 6th round, 7th round draft choice or undrafted free agents that's struggling to make the league, working his tail off, and he's going to take his job?
It's not right, and it goes to show that there's a certain level of scrutiny. Let me say this. I'm gonna say this. Must be nice to be white. And I'm gonna say, and here's why. I heard a joke. I love stand-up comics, and Bill Burr. Don't know if you're familiar with Bill Burr.
I am very familiar with Bill Burr.
Okay, he tells this joke as one of his bits, and he's talking about how Kanye West is so fucking crazy and such a megalomaniac that we're lucky that got put inside of a black guy. Because if that personality is put inside of a white guy, there's no telling the damage that he could do. Because when you're black, there's only so much damage you can cause because everybody's out there watching you. They're here to stop you.
Yeah.
You're free to walk around. Nobody, I can go do what the fuck I want to do. You know what I mean? So there's so much more scrutiny that comes with being an African American in this country that a guy like Urban Meyer gets away with murder. But this shouldn't happen. This shouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen with, most white coaches wouldn't try to do this anyway. But this guy did. He forced it through, and he's getting away with it. And he really shouldn't, like you said. He's taking away an opportunity from a deserved young player whose dream it was to make it to the National Football League. He's good enough to make it, but unfortunately, his spot is being stolen from him by a guy who shares the same faith and skin color as a coach. And this is, hey guys, white privilege. Yeah. You guys want to act like it doesn't exist. It does. This is absolute white motherfucking privilege. This guy does not deserve to be in a national. He hasn't been in a national 6 years.
6 years.
What the fuck is
6 years?
Listen, guys, this is white privilege. And if you tell me it's not, I'm going to say kiss my black ass. That's my black privilege. Me telling you to kiss my black ass is my black privilege. This is white privilege. This is a perfect example of it. You act like it doesn't happen. You act like motherfuckers make this shit up. But this is exactly the definition of white privilege.
I definitely agree. I think if any quarterback say, I don't know, who's been out of the league for a while? I don't know. Say Jason Campbell. I don't know. I'm just throwing out a name out there. But say there was a black quarterback.
But okay.
What was that?
I was going to say Terrell Pryor, but Jason Campbell's better. That's a better example.
Terrell Pryor. That's a good example. Terrell Pryor actually made the transition to wide receiver.
Took it serious too.
But he took it serious, and he made that transition right away. He wasn't out of the league. He might have been out of the league maybe a year, but he wasn't out of the league 6 years. You think Terrell Pryor is going to get an opportunity if he's out of the league for 6 years and converting to a different position?
No.
That's not going to happen.
No, it's not.
That's not going to happen. Say Cam Newton got hurt, and he was out of the league for 6 years and tried to come back as a tight end. Ain't nobody going to even pick up the phone for Cam Newton.
Cam Newton got a job this year, and he's after like 2 years removed from an MVP season and a Super Bowl run like 3 or 4 years ago. He could only get a job. He took a 1 year deal. It was a 1 year or 2 year deal with the Patriots. 1 year? It was 1 year.
Yeah, he just resigned.
Prove it deal.
1 year, $3 million. $3
million. Cam Newton.
Yeah, Cam Newton. So, yeah, you can go in Urban for that. Not to mention hiring the trainer from Iowa State that got fired for
for being racist.
And Urban hires him and like, oh yeah, I heard him. I'm Urban Meyer. It's no big deal. Thinking that's just gonna be fine with grown ass men that he's supposed to be coaching. Oh hell no.
Listen. Urban Meyer is like he watches he only has like 2 channels on his television. It's Fox News and the OAN network. Him and the dude from Iowa State talk politics. That's why the guy got the goddamn job. Come on, man.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on here? This act is, you know what though? See, as much shit as I'm talking, I actually don't have a problem with Tim Tebow. I actually like Tim Tebow. And the truth be told, I think I'm not even a hater of Urban Meyer. I just hate that he gets away with things that other people can't for very specific reasons.
No, I could definitely dig that. I have nothing against Tebow. I don't think he was a very good quarterback. And I mean, that's obvious. You know, I'm not bashing him or dogging him. That was just obvious. He just wasn't a very good quarterback.
No, he wasn't.
But I think he could have been, I should say, a very good football player, tight end, fullback.
Yeah.
Could have been. I'm talking about out of college.
7 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, out of college, you know, making that transition. I mean, look at a guy like what's guys? Logan Thomas. You familiar with Logan Thomas?
Logan Thomas. Nope. Familiarize me.
Logan Thomas is a tight end for the Washington football team. He got drafted as a quarterback. I can't remember the team that he got drafted for. Might have been Arizona Cardinals. But he made that transition to tight end. He got hurt one year and decided, I'm not going to be a very good quarterback. I'm not going to, you know, I'm going to ride the bench either as a second or third quarterback for a couple of years, and that's going to be it. And he made the transition to tight end. He's actually a very good tight end for the Washington football team. But he made that transition right away. Not 6 years.
Out of Va-Tech.
Yeah, Virginia Tech. So, again, I don't have anything against Tebow. I just think his opportunity has come and gone. And, I mean, it's whatever position. If he makes a team, he's basically taking a place of someone who's going to be better at that position. And it's just because, you know, nepotism, white privilege, favoritism, all that.
Yep. All that bullshit, all that ism, you know, all that ism and all that privilege is why he has this opportunity. It's not right. I damn near want to blame him, but I can't blame a man for going out there and getting a check, period.
No, I can't blame him. I mean, look at him. He's tried everything. He's tried minor league baseball.
Yeah.
Now he's trying tight end. I think if this doesn't work, he's going to try out for the New York Rangers of the hockey. You know, he might try some, you know, do the javelin in the Olympics. The man is not giving up on one of his multiple dreams. So I can't knock the hustle at all.
I would say this though. I think Tim Tebow might have been born about 8 years too early, because I think that if Tim Tebow was an emerging quarterback now, he might have found, after Lamar Jackson, a team willing to structure a system around his talents. Maybe. I just think because happen now. I'm saying a maybe. I'm not saying it's he'd be in the league. I'm saying the league has changed a bit. We actually realized
he would have had to display some growth. And to be honest with you, he didn't get a chance to. You know, once he had that year in Denver, he was pretty much shipped out.
He had a winning record, right?
Yeah, but they picked up Peyton Manning, so Peyton Manning, Tim Tebow, obvious choice there. So he didn't get that chance to develop in the same system. But there's a quarterback that kind of maybe he could have had that career arc, but the quarterback I'm thinking of is Josh Allen for Buffalo. Because you remember Josh Allen.
Yeah.
He wasn't a very accurate passer coming out of college. wasn't very accurate his rookie year. First 2 years, to be honest with you, he wasn't that accurate of a passer. He's a great runner, but not that accurate of a passer. Then all of a sudden in year 3, he makes a leap to where he's a good passer and a runner.
And an inspiring leader of men, an inspiring leader of men. And that's what I will give Tim Tebow. So as much as I'm calling out the white privilege, again, I actually like Tim Tebow. I think he's a good dude. So again, I was thinking, born maybe 8 years later, he might have been pushed to be more of that hybrid style quarterback. And potentially he has more success. But hey, that's neither here nor there. As it's working out pretty well for him now. He's getting a job. Before we go, I just had to just repeat something I saw that was funny. And I'm going to share this with you guys here. Somebody said the funniest thing from the draft to me was this here. Mac Jones, did you see this? The way Mac Jones walks out after he gets drafted. Look at this. Somebody said Mac Jones had the MAGA walk.
Finish the sentence for him. Quarterback out.
They said he had a MAGA walk.
You know what? Hey, give him a little bit more flair. I think I need him swinging his arms a little bit more. And I'm seeing a little Vince McMahon right there. I'm seeing a little Vince McMahon. Just swing out the arms a little bit.
You know what?
Slow down the pace. Slow down the pace. I'm seeing a little Vince McMahon.
He's got to work on that.
He's got to work on that. He's definitely got to slow it down. I need him to slow it down and have a little bit more swag to it. But I think he's been watching some Vince McMahon videos.
You know what? You could be right there. You know what? But just to see how accurate your analogy is, let's go ahead and let's see if we can find some footage of Mr. McMahon walking out. I don't think you're on base here. Let's take a look and see. Wait a minute. Oh, hey, where did he go?
Yeah. You see what I'm saying there? Yeah. Slow it down, swing the arms a little bit. I think you got some.
Oh, yeah. Hey. Man, that's a fucking awesome call, bro. Oh, yeah. That's an awesome call. That's an awesome call. Oh, man, that is an awesome call. Mac Jones is the Vince McMahon of that walk.
Man, I think he's been taking little notes. Maybe he kind of messed it up because he was a little bit nervous, but hey.
He did look like he was about to fire somebody. When he was ready to fire somebody. He was fired up. He didn't know what to do. He had probably drunk a bunch of coffee. You know what I mean? He looks pretty straight edge.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like I said, so I ain't gonna hold you, man. We actually turned this slow ass sports week into about 45 minutes worth of content. I've got to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm actually driving out to San Diego tomorrow, man. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
Daughter's got a basketball tournament, and we will be leaving bright and early.
Yeah. That's up before God and truck drivers.
You feel me? I'm going to see the sun come up. So the rest of my night will consist of smoking weed, packing bags, and eating melatonin.
All right. So, yeah, you have a safe drive tomorrow. We'll wrap this up tonight. And, hey, next time we talk, we'll be getting into the playoffs and the actual playoffs, the play-in games. And, you know, hopefully we'll have a little bit more juicy drama than we had this week.
Come to think of it, the drama this week was actually kind of juicy. I mean, a 41-year-old massage Karen jerking off Ohio State players and Dwight Howard getting sassy with Udonis Haslem. Kind of juicy. We got a little juice.
Yeah, a little bit.
On the juice scale of 1 to 10, it wasn't a 1. It was good 4 or 5. But maybe some stronger sports news.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
But anyway, once again, thanks as always to my co-host, the marvelous one, the smartest sports mind that I know, and that's saying a lot. Shout out to all the members of the Gumby tribe, my man Ahmed, Diamond Green, Robert Green, David Garner. Shout out. We love y'all, man. It's the tribe. We out. We catch y'all next time. Thanks for tuning in, man. Thanks for all the love we've been getting. It's been a lot of love. And we just getting this thing going, man. We're trying to figure this whole thing out. But again, I really appreciate every single one of y'all. Hit that like button, subscribes, comments, and shows that love. Appreciate y'all. Like and subscribe, all that fucking YouTube stuff they say. Do all that.
Yes, sir. Hey, you guys have a good night. See you next time.
Hey, man. Appreciate you, Marv.